for iOS and Android.
Now at 10, skeletal remains lead to a homicide investigation in southeast Kansas. Plus, a judge postpones an impeachment hearing against the mayor of Carthage, and a grocery store in Erie, Kansas could soon see some much needed help.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Kansas authorities have begun a homicide investigation after finding skeletal remains in rural Wilson County. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Neodesha Police Department requested KBI assistance after finding the remains yesterday morning in a pasture east of 6554 Ottawa Road. Investigators confirmed the remains are human. While an autopsy has been scheduled, authorities say a positive identification might take some time. We're going to have more details on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, as they develop. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a great Wednesday for us today, warming up with the sunshine. We did make it up to 81 degrees across most areas. Started at 53, pretty close to our average, 79. Record high is in 90 degrees for this time of the year. Cooling down, 59 in Pittsburgh. Joplin is sitting at 63 degrees, 64 in Neosho, 65. 64 in Carthage, 65 in Neosho, 61 in Miami. Parsons is sitting at 59 degrees. Clear skies. We're going to stick with the clear skies tonight. Nothing going on Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. So let's track south. Here is a rapidly intensifying hurricane. Helene, still a Cat 1. It is clocking winds at about 85 miles per hour. It's about ready to go over some very warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico, so it will greatly intensify. The big question is, will we get some rain? We're going to talk about that here in a bit.
See you soon. The impeachment proceedings for the Carthage mayor scheduled for today have been postponed. Judge Kevin Selby granted a restraining order sought by Mayor Dan Reif and his attorney that has halted the hearing. There was an agreement for the city to hire Timothy Engelmeyer as the hearing officer when a date for the hearing was decided. Reif's attorney says the city did not move quickly enough to hire the hearing officer. He considers this behavior suspect and says it violates Dan Reif's due process rights. On October 7th, there will be a new hearing to discuss the temporary restraining order. The November election's just 14 days away, and voters in Oklahoma have some issues to consider, including state amendments. One of those, State Question 834, concerns citizenship and voting. Has a number of sponsors in both the Oklahoma Senate and House. The question follows the following wording. This measure amends Section 1 of Article 3 of the Constitution, Oklahoma Constitution. It clarifies that only citizens of the United States are qualified to vote in this state. The current section in the Oklahoma Constitution says all citizens of the U.S. over age 18 can vote, but there may be exceptions. A yes vote would clarify this section and would require someone to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote. A no vote would leave the section of the article as it is written. The border and immigration has been one of the biggest issues on voters' minds. The state of Missouri has a similar question on its ballot this November. The issue of illegal immigration has recently seen more national attention, including some stories out of Missouri. Recently, 2 illegal immigrants from Honduras were arrested following a murder in Jasper County and some violent assaults in the Kansas City area. You can read more about the state question in Missouri and Oklahoma at KOAMnewsnow.com/elections or by scanning this QR code. A city-owned grocery store in Erie, Kansas is going to be operated by a new company after years of struggling to stay open. The city is leasing the store to River Grocery LLC, which operates several stores in rural Kansas and Nebraska. City of Erie bought the store in 2020 with hopes of keeping a local grocery store in the area. But according to city staff, owning the store is difficult and costly for the city. So the best thing for its future in town was to have someone else take it over.
Yes, we have a Dollar General, but having a grocery store that has more options is something that we need to keep in the community. So having somebody come in and want to take that over and run it, I was excited and glad that somebody was stepping forward and wanted to take on that challenge to be able to do that.
The new market operator is working on hiring more staff as they're going to be extending the store's hours. They hope to open to the public in October. Kids in Carl Junction get a lesson from a four-legged teacher this World School Milk Day. That story's coming up. But up first, how grant money is footing the bill for a school resource officer in Columbus, Kansas.
At Aaron Saxon's actions.
The city of Columbus, Kansas receives a grant of $125,000 to fund a resource officer position at the Highland Education Center, and they say it's the very first one. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has more on what the school administration says is a much needed service.
Especially the high schoolers, they all love spicy foods. I love spicy foods. So I brought stuff in like homemade salsa and stuff like that to share with them. They love it.
Arlo Lukey is the Highland Education Center's resource officer in Columbus. He is excited because the school received a grant to fund his position for the next 3 years, and he says it's much needed.
We're able to give those kids the attention that they need to thrive. We don't have tons and tons of them packed into one classroom.
Russell Swisher is the principal of Highland, and he says it's one of the best decisions for its students.
Community reached out and said, hey, we got a possibility where we could have SRO come in and help make these positive bonds and relationships with students and grow, and so that they have that going on in life, having a great person. It was a win-win situation for us.
Lukey says he is having the time of his life protecting and connecting with students.
This is the most fun I've ever had. This is just the best experience. I wish that everyone could do this job.
Reporting in Columbus, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Lukey says after the 3 years are up, he hopes the city will apply for more grants or just fund the role outright. Pineville Primary School cut the ribbon on some new buildings today. The event celebrated the opening of a state-of-the-art storm shelter and multipurpose room, as well as offices for the district's Student Services Division. The new offices will house staff who serve the district's special education students. Prior to the shelter's construction, the school lacked any formal protection from storms.
Before, we had to crawl into bathrooms to sticky floors. And, it wasn't the safest environment for children when we do have storms. And storms are, very prevalent in our area. And so for us to be able to come in a safe, tight facility that we absolutely know is going to be essential for our littlest learners, that gives us a peace of mind.
The storm shelter was part of the $21.5 million bond issue passed by voters in 2022. The shelter is one of 6 new facilities being completed across the district in the coming year. Some students at Mark Twain Elementary in Webb City received a very wordy gift today. The Webb City Carl Junction Rotary Club gave every 3rd grader a dictionary, thanks to the Dictionary Project. Close to 600 dictionaries will be distributed to every 3rd grader in Webb City and Carl Junction districts.
They don't have the opportunities of getting their own books, and that's how this project was started many, many years ago, was to be able to have students in school to have their own dictionaries. And so we partner with the dictionaryproject.org. We've been doing this. This is our 21st year, and at the end of these 3 days with Webb City and Carl Junction, we will hand out close to 12,000 dictionaries in the past 21 years.
The Dictionary Project continues this week. Tomorrow, students at the Harry S. Truman Elementary School in Webb City will receive theirs. Then Carterville Elementary and Webb City will get theirs. And on Friday, Carl Junction 2 through 3 Center is going to receive dictionaries as well. Kindergarten school kids in Carl Junction got some hands-on learning today when they found out where milk comes from. Those kids also got to learn about the importance of the dairy food group on this World School Milk Day. A cow named Tasha helped teach the kids how the milk they drink ends up on their breakfast table.
How the cow gets milk twice a day and how that milk goes into a bulk tank, the bulk tank goes to a truck, the truck goes to the processor to the grocery. And once they understand that process, then they might get a chance to pet a cow, and if they're brave enough, they can even try to milk her.
The first World School Milk Day was held back in 2000. More than 40 countries around the world celebrate the occasion. A little bit later, Cardinals fans and community members head into Webb City to paint the town red.
Plus, we're going to look at your Friday night high school forecast and see if we'll get any rain from Helene coming up next.
Ashley.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. We got sunshine back, temperatures fantastic, right around 80, pretty close to where we should be for this time of the year. Looks great out there right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Let's go ahead and check out some temperatures. It's cooling down. It's comfortable. It's 61 in Independence, 63 in Chanute. We have Grove at 63, Miami 61, Bentonville at 65, Neosho much of the same. Hair cooler Lamar checking in at 62 degrees. 7th and Range Line 63. We have clear skies. We'll see the clear skies as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Not much going on here. Not in the four-state area. Not in Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri. All looking pretty good. Big dome of high pressure out across the central Rockies keeps all these storm systems out to the west. So until this area of high pressure breaks down, we're not going to get any big storm systems in here. So let's focus our attention back toward the south and to the east. Here's Hurricane Helene, and she is rapidly intensifying. Our pressure, 972 millibars, dropping quickly. Wind at 85 miles per hour. She will intensify to Cat 2 by morning, and then once we go through the mornings, probably Cat 3, and then if it can intensify enough, it could go to a strong 3 or a low 4 as it makes landfall here in less than 24 hours. Here in about 22, 21, 22 hours, it'll make landfall in Florida. Then we start to watch it. How far west will this moisture rotate back into the central plains, meaning the remnants of what once will be the remnants of Hurricane Helene. Also watch this Fujiwara effect, where if you take a center point, these two storm systems actually pivot around each other. Then our area of low pressure that gave us the rain over the past couple days, sitting just to our south and to our east, absorbs Helene. The only problem is it's a little too far east for us to get really beneficial rain. We could still get a few showers in here. The rain's going to advance in Springfield, Branson, may get to Monette, Bella Vista, a few showers into Joplin, but most of us are going to deal with the clouds on Friday, clouds Friday night, mostly cloudy skies as we head into Saturday. Of course, we need more rain. We just don't have a lot in the forecast, which kind of stinks. All right, we're going to drop back 53, 54 by morning. Sunny skies through the morning hours, mid-70s. High-level clouds stream in late in the day. 77 Nevada, 79 Anderson, 80 in Parsons, up to 80 in Veneta as well. Clouds thicken tomorrow night. Here we go on Friday. Look at the bands of showers trying to get into our eastern counties, but again, most of us end up staying dry. But if it could shift 50 miles to the west, that puts us in a good spot. So we're going to watch that, which is possible. 80 for a high for us tomorrow. Let's jump into four-state Friday night high school football. Fantastic football weather. Cloud interference, but our temperatures during the game will be sitting into the 60s. 80 on Thursday, 77. Sprinkles, maybe a few showers Friday. Cloudy Saturday. Sunday looks great. 86 Monday, back down to 75. Really nice fall-like temperatures. Not enough rain in the forecast, but maybe Helene will decide to bobble west 50 miles and
I hope so. We could certainly use some more rain. Thanks, Doug. Hurricane Helene is gathering strength and heading toward the U.S. tonight. The National Weather Service says Helene is expected to bring life-threatening storm surge and damaging hurricane force winds to Florida, parts of southeast, including Georgia and the Carolinas, as you saw. Jason Allen has the latest from Steinhatchee, Florida.
In Key West, high winds and strong waves pound the shoreline as Helene barrels toward Florida's Gulf Coast.
I think the likelihood of being able to get out of here and catch a flight back to Houston today or tomorrow is not very possible, so we're going to let it pass.
The powerful storm is threatening to wallop the Sunshine State and large portions of the southeast.
It's projected to leave up to 12 inches of rainfall, and the storm surge could reach 10 to 15 feet. In some areas. It's not a matter of whether we're going to get effects, it's just a question of how significant those effects will be.
In St. Petersburg, vulnerable residents and their fine-feathered friends were evacuated from flood-prone areas. And in Crawfordville, businesses and homeowners are boarding up while plywood, generators, and gasoline containers are flying off the shelves.
This one here's got me a little bit more nervous than the others. I mean, for the extent of how wide and vast it is.
Here in the Big Bend coastal community of Steinhatchee, the big concern is storm surge. This small fishing community took a big hit from Idalia in the summer of 2023. Now, worst case scenarios have surge getting as high here as 20 feet. Across the area, authorities are urging, and in some cases ordering, residents to evacuate while there is still time.
I can't jump in my truck and go to Pensacola.
While in Atlanta, heavy rains ahead of Helene forced the final 2 games of a crucial series between the New York Mets and the Braves to be postponed. Jason Allen, CBS News, Steinhatchee, Florida.
Hurricane Helene swamped parts of Mexico today. Forecasters say the storm ranks in the 90th percentile for its sheer size. Still ahead, NEO Volleyball breaks into the top 25, and the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder previews their upcoming season. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
NEO Volleyball is off to a great start in its first year under the direction of head coach Sarah Wall. The Lady Norse currently have a 10-match winning streak. They're not in action again until Friday, but this week the Lady Norse make their first appearance in the NJCAA Top 25. They get ranked number 18 in the nation in these rankings. They came out earlier this week. Since then, they've actually won once more. This also comes as Lady Norse freshman Ridgely Thompson is named National Offensive Player of the Week. High school softball regional tournaments take place over the next couple of days in Oklahoma. Fairland is the site for the Region 16 tournament. They got games there starting this afternoon. Now, this is a double elimination tournament, so a loss in the opening round doesn't end your season. But Fairland and Wyandotte, neither of them have to worry about that. The Owls win 18-0 over Mounds in their opener. The Bears take down Caney Valley 7-5 in extra innings. Now that sets up each team's second game of the day later in the night. In that contest, Fairland wins big once again, 14-1 the final score. Wyandotte will play tomorrow against the winner of those other 2 games between Mounds and Caney Valley. Fairland, meanwhile, needs just one more win for a regional championship. And we're a couple of days away from another high school football Friday night. You can check out the KOAM Pigskin Preview for all the season's highlights so far. It's also one of your last chances to register for the 2024 Pigskin Sweepstakes, which gives you 2 tickets to the Chiefs-Raiders game at Arrowhead on November 29th, along with a parking pass and a $100 check. Just scan the QR code on your screen. Contest remains open until this Sunday. Well, the NBA preseason is just a couple of weeks away. Regular season starts a month from now. Oklahoma City Thunder General Manager Sam Presti talked to the media this morning talking about how things will look a little bit different with this year's team, and they'll need some time to figure things out.
I think our continuity will not be great early, but if you look at continuity in the NBA, continuity generally shows up, or lack thereof, early in the year. I don't think it will be a big issue for us once we get into the year. We get some miles underneath us. The more you play together, the more you rep together, the more you learn. And we'll just need to kind of get some of that moving in order for us to get the kind of continuity that we'd like to have with this particular team.
Well, over to baseball, the American League wildcard race continues to heat up down the stretch of the regular season. Royals just won last night. Twins and Mariners both lost. Then the Royals win again tonight, 3-0 over the Nationals, and they control their own destiny in this playoff hunt. With 4 games remaining in the regular season, if the Royals win 3 of them, they'll be in the postseason. It's that simple. Kansas City plays the series finale in D.C. tomorrow afternoon. After that, the Royals go to Atlanta to close out the regular season. So you have 4 games left. It's pretty simple. You win 3, you're in. But the Braves are also a fringe playoff team, so that last series is not going to be easy.
Yeah, both teams will be fighting to make sure they get in. It's not only important you get into the postseason, you want to be playing well when you head into the
Exactly.
postseason. So let's see if the Royals can get that momentum going. We'll be right back. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, and the best part is the price. It's absolutely free of charge. You'll find it in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. You can also download it right there with that QR code, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. The annual Paint the Town Red event was tonight to support the Webb City Cardinals. It started with the parade, then that bonfire you just saw, also a DJ, a bounce house. A lot of kids out dancing, just having fun. Fans gathered around the bonfire to listen to music, play games, and celebrate the upcoming game against Neosho.
It's pretty fun, you know. We come out here every year for homecoming. You know, the old bonfire going, see some friends. Pretty fun. They got games, they got sports, they got everything. They got food.
What more could you want? That game's going to be against Neosho on Friday night, 7 p.m. Beautiful night for a bonfire and outdoor celebration, and it'll be nice weather for a while.
I know, and it looks good for high school football Friday night as well. Homecoming at Webb City. So we would like to get a little bit of rain in here. Now we are going to get some sprinkles, maybe a shower on Friday. Just a lot of clouds Friday and Saturday. Thursday looks fantastic. High of 80, but yes, we still need rain.
Yes, we do. Final sports note.
That high school football game between Webb City and Neosho. It's our game of the week this week. We're going to hear from the Wildcats tomorrow as they're getting ready for it. Kind of two teams not looking like what they usually look like. Webb City's 1-3. Neosho's undefeated for the first time in years.
Wow, this could be interesting to see what happens. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.